Straight ahead on 12 News.
700. Shots are getting louder towards the library.
Plymouth police mimic a scenario that hopefully never plagues local schools. And then a home in Maple Grove that has caused a lot of concern among neighbors. And later, handing out flowers in Golden Valley to brighten up someone's day. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. They're calling it one of the largest emergency response drills in the metro.
Plymouth first responders and the Wayzata School District teamed up for an active shooter scenario. As reporter Sonia Goen shows us, they made it as real as possible.
Intercom is stating there are intruders in the building.
A calm fall day turns into chaos inside Wayzata Central Middle School.
Several came through the front door. Many shots fired. Employee not sure if anybody's injured, but believed could be in the front office.
The active shooter scenario is fake, but it mimics a real-life drama.
From the North Library, getting shots fired down the hallway.
More than 130 police officers from around the metro rushed to the scene.
600-700, we got casualties in the cafeteria now, partly 7 down.
SWAT vehicles also roll up to the school.
The Badger is standing outside front.
600 volunteers pose as students and teachers. Some of them come out of the building with their hands up.
Shots are getting louder towards the library.
Two shooters take aim in the cafeteria and library.
Command and dispatch, do we have an approximate number of casualties at this point?
At least 40 people are hurt in the drill, and some have serious injuries.
We try to make it look as real as we can.
Jeff Bednar is with the Plymouth Community Emergency Response Team. He dressed up the victims.
Well, we use Caro syrup, some dishwashing soap, some food coloring. It provides a pretty realistic consistency and color.
Ambulances from 3 different hospitals arrive on the scene.
Somewhere between 35 and 40 patients were transported from the building to a simulated hospital.
Plymouth Public Safety Director Mike Goldstein says the response drills let them go over emergency protocols.
The first goal is to neutralize any threat, and secondly, to provide care for the wounded.
With an average of 2 mass shootings per month in this country, local officials want to be prepared.
God forbid something like that would ever happen here, but if it does, we're ready.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Chief Goldstein says he is pleased with how the drill went today. Once data is gathered, both school and police officials will see how they can improve on protocol.
A Crystal man is accused of putting his grandson in danger by driving with the 5-year-old on his lap. 85-year-old William Eggerer has been charged with child endangerment, a gross misdemeanor. A New Hope police officer pulled Eggerer over near the New Hope Ice Arena. According to the complaint, he told the officer he was teaching his grandson how to stop at a stop sign and thought it was okay to drive with the child on his lap. This is not the first time police have stopped Eggerer for the same offense, though. Crystal police had given him several warnings. Residents of a Maple Grove neighborhood are expressing their frustration over a vacant home.
The home has been abandoned for the past 6 years, and in that time span, it's fallen into a state of disrepair. As Delane Cleveland reports, neighbors say they are fed up and they want the problems addressed.
At the corner of 74th Place and Inland Lane in Maple Grove is the sort of home that anyone could love. It sits next to a park, and the trees in the yard have fall colors on full display.
You can see the yard is obviously not cared for at all.
But if you talk to Garrett Vincent, who lives next door,
it's just a dump. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
He has an entirely different take on the property.
There's standing water in the basement. The entire house is covered in mold, and that's probably the worst thing about that house as far as a health issue goes.
Vincent says the property's been vacant since 2010, the result of a tax forfeiture.
It's a hazard.
Much of the property maintenance has fallen on him and a neighbor.
I would mow the back, Aaron next door would mow the front, and just try to keep it up, and we finally kind of got tired of that.
He also got tired of people attempting to make themselves at home by kicking in the side door.
We've seen teenagers and vagrants in and out of this house. I mean, it's clearly abandoned, and it just attracts, you know, people hanging out here that have no business hanging out.
There's not really been any care for this property.
It was enough for Vincent to take his concerns to the Maple Grove City Council.
I appreciate you bringing it to our attention.
This week, city leaders tried to put his mind at ease.
So the property was taken by the county on August 11th of this year for tax forfeiture, and that's, I think, why the timeline has been so extensive here dealing with this property.
Ultimately, the city said Hennepin County will likely put the home up for auction in the spring. If you ask Vincent, Vincent, he'd opt for a different scenario.
I think for it to immediately be condemned and bulldozed and the property put up for sale so a new home can be put in its place.
City officials say the problem with mold in the home isn't enough to where they can condemn the property and demolish it. Meanwhile, Hennepin County will have a meeting on November 3rd where they're likely to move forward with the process to sell the property. Alex?
All right, thanks a lot, Delane. In Golden Valley, the survey says good or excellent. 98% of people living in Golden Valley rate the quality of life as good or excellent, according to a survey commissioned by the city. Another 88% feel the city is moving in the right direction. As far as the more notable survey results, 62% are concerned about the aging infrastructure in the city. Also, 64% support the reduction of plastic bag use by either having stores charge fees or a complete ban. Minneapolis approved a plastic bag ban earlier this year. It takes effect next June.
Young girls in Maple Grove are finding hoops inspiration this week. They are ready for the Roar for 4. The Minnesota Lynx are chasing their record-tying 4th WNBA title on Thursday night, and you can bet these girls with the Osseo Maple Grove Basketball Association are paying attention. We caught up with them at practice. They love the Lynx, especially the team's MVP, Maya Moore.
I like Maya more because she can always be there for her team, and she's just really good. She's really good at basketball, and she's a good role model. When she shoots and she makes those threes or jump shots, she makes me want to go out and practice even more.
And these girls also had good advice to be successful. Keep your head high and work your hardest. The Lynx play the Los Angeles Sparks in the deciding Game 5 Thursday night at the Target Center. We'll be cheering them on.
We'll be watching.
Coming up, the trick to make dressing up for Halloween a treat. That's next in Money Savers.
And then a little bit later in sports, Osseo and Champlin Park meet in a big conference volleyball matchup.
But first, feeling more like fall on Thursday. Highs only in the 50s.
A food shelf serving families in need in the Northwest Metro now has an orchard that will bear fruit for years to come. Staff and volunteers for CEAP in Brooklyn Center got their hands dirty Wednesday to plant 30 fruit trees outside their building along Brooklyn Boulevard. The organization got the apple, pear, and plum trees from foresters with Hennepin County. And in a few years, they expect the trees to bear hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of fruit for those who use the food shelf.
Food is a uniter, and so we hope that this orchard will be a uniter, a place for us to work together to nurture these trees, and then to harvest these trees, and then to reap the benefits of that harvest together.
CEAP also planted a community garden earlier this summer. If you don't have your Halloween costume yet, there is a place you should definitely check out.
That's right. The Halloween boutique at Arks Valley Village is full of great costumes at only a fraction of the price.
Perhaps the busiest time of year for Arks Valley Village locations is in the weeks leading up to Halloween. That's when shoppers can snag a costume at only a fraction of the retail price. But don't take our word for it. To talk about the boutique and what costumes you can find here, we enlisted the help of the Minnesota Miss Amazing Queens.
Minnesota Miss Amazing is an organization that offers opportunities for girls and women with disabilities to build self-esteem and confidence in a safe and supportive environment.
The queens picked out a sampling of costumes to model.
I must do a costume. I am Elvis.
And you got that right here, right?
Yes, I got it right here in Ark Valley Village.
There are thousands of ideas here. Many are donated costumes, but there's an increasing number of brand new items too.
There's a lot of costumes.
There are formals to be pretty as a princess.
And it would look cute on them.
Or you can mix and match to create your own look.
Right? All sorts of things.
But perhaps the best treat is that buying a costume here goes to support ARC's mission.
It supports people like our ladies in the programs that serve them across the state.
And if you aren't sure what to be for Halloween, the Miss Amazing Queens have some sage advice.
Be a queen, be a princess, whatever you want to do when you grow up.
Good advice there. The boutique is open until Halloween, and then the Merry Thrift Store opens on November 4th to get you ready for Christmas. It was fun to hang out with them, Alex.
They looked like they had a ball.
They did. Had a good time. Good to see it. Coming up, the surprise that greeted shoppers in Golden Valley.
But first, a big night of soccer playoffs, including a couple of section championship games. John Jacobson has the highlights coming up next. John Jacobson is here now. It means it's time for sports.
Yeah. And soccer time, it sounds like the Wayzata boys are the ones to beat.
Having a great season. Certainly one of the top teams in the state. Could win it all next week. We'll find out. It has been a pretty special season for Wayzata boys soccer. The Trojans are still undefeated, and they look to punch their ticket to state as they met Minneapolis Washburn for the Section 6AA title. McLean King sets up the first goal of the night. Nice crossing pass to Alex Bracken for the shot on goal. And Wayzata leads Washburn 1-0 14 minutes into the match. 6 minutes later, Stuart Sane, great corner kick. Drew Gallinson redirects it home for his third goal of the playoffs to make it 2-0. Patrick Weah gets behind the Millers defense here. His shot is stopped, but King is right behind him to score on the rebound. That goal makes it 3-0, and that's the final. Wayzata is headed to the state tournament with a shutout of a good Washburn team.
We played a perfect game today. The scoreline was 3-0. We didn't let them score. We got 3. That's all we can ask for. We came out. Everybody was pumped for the game. We didn't start off slow, and came out with the win, and we're going back to state. It's awesome.
The girls' championship matchup in Section 6AA featured the same schools as the boys, and it was a rematch of the 2015 finals. Wayzata looked to repeat as section champ. The Trojans will strike first. Addison Clark hitting the net with a perfectly placed free kick midway through the first half. 1-0 Wayzata at halftime. But the second half was a different story. Georgia Crispman ahead to Marley Ryasich, who passes to Caitlin Villars for the goal. And Washburn ties it just over a minute into the second half. Charlotte DeVaughn sends a long pass ahead. Villars just onside and taps it past McKenna Stoner, giving the Millers the lead. And Washburn adds an insurance goal. Stoner bobbles the long pass that makes a great save before Villars scores her third goal of the game. Washburn eliminates Wayzata 3-1. It was semifinal night in Section 5AA soccer. Two local girls' schools met in the semifinal. Maple Grove hosted Champlin Park. Maple Grove in white. Meredith Hawkinson taps it to Shelby Hanberg. Nice left-footed shot for the goal. First of many for the Grove team on the night. Is Jordan Barris getting to the ball here and crossing it to Mia Omar for the redirect. 2-0 Crimson. Barris keeps it alive with a header, and Hawkinson splits the defenders and buries his shot. Maple Grove up 3-0 on Champlin Park in a very strong first half. And they aren't done yet. Claire DeVick taps it to Manon McMahon, who makes a nice move to get some space. Her left-footed shot finds the corner of the net. Maple Grove rolls to a 6-1 win. Top seed Centennial beat Coon Rapids 5-0 in the other semifinal. So it's the top two seeds meeting for the title Thursday night, Maple Grove at Centennial. In Section 5A, top seed Tutino Grace has no problem with Legacy Christian in a 7-0 win. Benilde downs Blake 4-1. Grace and Benilde meet for the championship Thursday night at 7 at St. Louis Park High School. In the 5A boys semifinals, Blake takes care of Columbia Heights 4-0. Second seed Breck pulls out an overtime win over Benilde. Blake and Breck playing for the title Thursday at 5, also at St. Louis Park. There are two divisions in Northwest Suburban Conference Volleyball now. The two division winners met up in a crossover match as Osseo took on Champlin Park. Set 1, Sydney Hilly and Allie Miller combined for the Rebels block. Then Champlin Park runs the side play for Miller. She hammers it, and the Rebels win the first set 25-18. Champlin Park takes an 11-4 lead on the kill by Hilly in set 2. And Osseo fights back. Tina Bowe with a big block here for the Orioles. The Rebels will respond. Izzy Ashburn with the back set to Marissa Vattendahl-Vidal. Champlin Park taking the set 25-16. Set 3. All Osseo early. Bowe with a hit off a defender and down for a point. The Champlin Park rallies back, and they win the match in 3, 25-18, 25-16, and 25-20. They are the conference champions.
They've just played great all year. I'm very proud of them. They've done everything we've asked, and honestly, we haven't had to ask very often. They've taken it upon themselves. They know what their goals are, and they want to accomplish those. And I think we're in a really good spot, and we're going to keep fine-tuning some things as we go.
You know, Osseo is a really good team, and we both fought hard. And this was just a really nice way to end the conference, especially for my senior year. There was just a lot of good volleyball around. That was really cool.
And last night of high school football tonight, Wednesday night.
Hard to believe
regular
this year.
season. Yeah.
All right, thanks, John. In Local Vote 2016, we wrap up our look at candidates running for 2 Maple Grove City Council seats.
We have heard from 4 candidates already. Today we hear from Judith Hanson. She's running to keep the seat that she was appointed to on the council last year.
I'm Judy Hanson, and I want your vote this November. Currently, I serve on the Maple Grove City Council, and I hope to continue my service for this great city. I've lived in Maple Grove for 25 years and raised my family here. I'm an assistant city attorney for the city of St. Paul. My knowledge and experience as a city attorney directly applies to my work on the council. My values for the future of Maple Grove include my commitment to public safety, making sure our law enforcement and fire department have the necessary resources to keep our community safe, my commitment to timely respond to citizens, my promise to make good decisions about future development in the city. I support our parks and trails and activities for youth and seniors. I'm proud of the good work of our city staff. I appreciate all the amenities that Maple Grove has to offer. Please vote for Judy Hanson in November.
Still ahead, delivering smiles by pedaling it forward.
We'll be right back. And finally, talk about random acts of kindness.
That's right. Listen to this. Some unsuspecting people in Golden Valley ended up with bouquets full of flowers today.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Sure. We're giving away free flowers today.
Okay.
1 bunch for you to keep.
All right.
And 1 bunch for you to give to some other unsuspecting person today.
500 bouquets of flowers were given out randomly around the Highway 55 and Winnetka Avenue area Wednesday in Golden Valley. Len Bush Roses in Plymouth and other florists partnered on the effort called Petal It Forward. It's to promote the benefits of flowers and brighten up many people's day.
Providing flowers to people provides joy, and to be able to do that to unsuspecting people is a beautiful thing.
And this is the 2nd year that Len Bush Roses has done it. Last year they did it in Wayzata. That does it for us. Thanks for joining us.